This is David from Missouri.
Hi, David.
Dr. Peat, I wanted to ask about what I'm starting to gather from, reading most of your nutritional philosophy and then also looking at the East-West Healing Cookbook that you wrote the foreword for. And I've noticed that on a lot of the food preparation that they will take the seeds out of like cucumbers and tomatoes and, you always skin the potatoes. And I think I understand why, but I just wanted to understand this a little bit better. I know that we don't want seeds because they have polyunsaturated fats, but you would think that a lot of those seeds would just pass through, but is it because a lot of these things will lodge in the crooks and crannies of the intestine and possibly just sit there and become an irritant, or possibly the bacteria will feed off of that because it's
no, some seeds do pass through harmlessly, like cactus pear seeds. They're so tough that they pass through without being an irritant. But tomato seeds are so tender that if they get crushed by chewing, they release fairly toxic materials, protein oxidizing, and seeds in general are protected for the plant's benefit by toxins that are aimed at whatever predator threatens them. So many seeds contain toxins that are intended to prevent mammalian enzymes from digesting them.
Aha. So like a blackberry seed, blackberries, they seem so good, but those seeds, they seem like they're just going to get stuck in the intestine somewhere. They're so hard. Is that a possibility? Are those going to pass through, or are they going to create that toxic effect?
They pass right through unless you chew them and have an allergic reaction.
Okay. And so like the potato skin, obviously that is not digestible, so that's going to probably sit in the intestine and feed bacteria, or is that going to pass through too?
No, cellulose is a very harmless fiber because bacteria generally can't break it down. Only a few types of bacteria can attack cellulose. So it passes through just as bulky fiber. But the potato family, like the tomatoes, the whole family includes chemicals that are highly allergenic. So if you're allergic to tomatoes, you're likely to have some reaction to chilies, eggplants, and potatoes too.
So you're saying just the whole potato in general, or the skin itself?
Well, the skin has the most allergens.
Okay, so it is a good idea to peel that then, more than likely.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing is, I've noticed that you recommend, it seems like, you don't say for sure on this, but you usually will say just plain white sugar rather than like like if you go in the health food store now, they're always promoting these cane organic sugars that aren't refined, so they're not white, they're like brownish colored and different things. I guess the problem with these things that are not more purified is that they have allergens in them, or possibly things from the processing of the different substances. Is that?
Yeah. If you've ever tasted blackstrap molasses, sometimes you can taste smoke in it, and they used to burn the cane fields to make them easier to harvest, and so they would be smoky, and then they would boil it down, and the molasses would collect minerals, a lot of nutritious stuff, but also the junk and smoky material. And
wow.
Even with very clean material like maple syrup or the maguey juice, those come out very clean, and when they're cooked, the high temperature, if it's browning the sugar, that's breaking down the sugar itself and producing some highly irritating, possibly toxic materials.
So if these different sugars were produced properly, they would be great, but we're kind of playing it safe by just getting white sugar because it's probably the purest form of glucose and fructose, right?
Yeah, if they could, for example, be concentrated in a vacuum with a moderate temperature, maybe something like pasteurization temperature, that would be a very safe way to make sugar without having to wash the brown stuff out of it.